have you in this fourth part in the theme Gospel Nations Catalyst. I welcome you very specially. In our last session, we talked about the place of understanding in nation building. And we found out that faith in the heart of any man, any woman in a nation can go a long way to transform the entire society, the entire nation. So it begins with you, it begins with me. Our building a nation that we want to be is not so forced as a collective thing. It starts as an individual thing. So some of those values we talk about that are rooted in the Gospels are the things we want to talk about in this section. So the section is titled Love, Compassion, and Social Justice. Love, compassion, and social justice. If you are new in this channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, like this section, comment, tell me know how you feel, and as well, please share the link so that others can be blessed. Now, in this section, we are going to be engaging in the profound exploration of the fundamental concept of love, compassion, and social justice as it's outlined in the gospel, and that can help in the transformation of any nation and also in the process of building any nation. Now, these ideals, as stated, are not just going to be spoken about at the aspirational or theoretical level. They are practical principles that can shape the fabric of societies and that can drive nations toward a greater equity and harmony. Friends, at the core of the gospel lies the powerful message of love and compassion. As well as I'm going to be in this section, I'm talking about the gospel's embrace of love and compassion. Now, the heart of the gospel, we have this message of love and compassion. What do I mean? Jesus, in his teachings, emphasized the importance of loving one another's neighbor or one another. Jesus talked about showing kindness to others and extending grace and forgiveness. For example, in the parable of the Good Samaritan in Luke chapter 10, verse 37, we have a man that travels from Jerusalem to Jericho. He encountered one who was wounded. He passed by. The Levite came, passed by. Then one who was from even a heathen, as if you want to say that way, a Samaritan was not even a pastor, who was not a church worker, a deacon, came and took care of that person and took the person to the hospital, and the person was saved. So you see, the parable of the Good Samaritan illustrates, the concept of loving your neighbor as yourself. Because that question was what the lawyer asked Jesus, that he used that parable to explain to them when they were asking, who is my neighbor? So our neighbors are those we should show our love to. And so showing love, it transcends beyond cultural and social boundaries. Friends, the concept of love and compassion, when it is embraced at the national level, it has a potential to foster a society that is marked by unity. It will unite us. A society that is marked by empathy and a society that is marked up by social cohesion. The point is, a nation built on these principles is one where individuals look out for one another, where communities will be able to thrive, where there will not be division and discrimination will not find its place. We say in Nigeria, we are not really a nation because we are a conglomerate of different ethnic groups, races, languages, and so because of that, we may not really call ourselves a nation, but we are in name. So we have to ensure and see how we can still be able to build a nation that we desire. So in our next part, we're talking about the transformative impact of love and compassion on society. The transformative impact of love and compassion on society. Friends, may I say that love and compassion are not just lofty ideas that I'm talking about in this series, but they are tangible impact. They have tangible impact on societal well-being. The art of loving one another, extends beyond personal relationship. It's in a broader sense to the community. What I'm saying is that when citizens and leaders act out of love and compassion, see that they will be more inclined to work towards the common goal of everyone. They will be seeking to address the needs of the marginalized and the underprivileged. Friends, the transformation we're talking about here can be seen in our societies today. If we have these values, you see that the way we respond to crisis, natural disasters, economic hardship, or public health emergencies will be different. Nations who now build their values, their ideals on the gospel's ideals of love and compassion, they are more likely to mobilize resources, both financially, both in terms of humans, and to support those that are in need, and to create a safe environment that will ensure that no one is left behind. An example is this Gaza and Israel's war of recent. As the Palestinians are trying to leave their own country, they are moving into Egypt. So many persons on the way, they are migrating away because of their own safety. There were truckloads of materials, relief materials that were meant to help those people, but there was no place to pass. If even the gates were locked because of war. Now, you see, such kind of people who have mobilized those resources, they have the interest of the people at heart, irrespective of their own. So, if we have love, we will do the same thing. Even in our own country here, when we have love, the people that are being displaced by flood in Lagos of recent, people their houses were being destroyed. If the government is compassionate, has love, they will not just be destroying the house of people. They will make sure they are well recompensed. They will make sure that they have provided a place for them before they will think of demolishing the house that they were living in. Look at people that is suffering and they're calling for help, vision. Because our government, they think they are doing well. They are not doing well when this love and compassion are not in their hearts. The third part I will talk about in this series, in this particular part, is biblical stories and verses that exemplify love and compassion, because that's the base from which I'm speaking from. Not that I personally have attained. So the Bible actually has a lot of valuable collections of stories and verses that exemplify power and love and compassion. The first I'll be citing right now is that of the prodigal son that is found in the book of Luke chapter 15. It illustrates the boundless love and forgiveness of a father for his wayward child. In that story, a child woke up one day, younger, the man had two sons. And the young one said, "Oh, daddy, I want you to give me my possessions. I'm tired of being with you." And the father gave the youngest child his possession. And he left and went to a faraway land and squandered the resources. Eventually, he was working the pig's house and he was even eating their own food. At the point he recollected, I can go and become a servant in my father's house. Let me return back. And he returned, irrespective of that the child hurt his father. The father ran to the child and embraced him and welcomed him back home. Friends, that story speaks volume. That narrative highlights the importance of forgiveness. It also talks about the potential for redemption and reconciliation in society. Some tribes are fighting against other tribes. Some parties are against other parties. Our nation, for it to be built and sustained, we need to forgive one another. Second passage in the scripture, in the Gospels I want to talk about is Matthew chapter 25, verse 31 through 46. This part of the scripture speaks of, going out to care for the hungry, to give water to the thirsty, to give house, shelter to strangers. It talks about, to visit those who are in prison. Jesus talks about this because he has concern for these downtrodden people in the society, for this undeserved, vulnerable people in society. When Jesus is talking about this, it therefore means that Jesus is concerned about our own nation today. And so this passage can become a place where we can get insights for our social justice, for compassion toward the vulnerable. in a society. And when we apply these principles to our national level, you can see that our policies, the programs in our own country and your country, will promote social justice. It will alleviate poverty. It will ensure the well-being of all our citizens. You see, when love and compassion become the guiding principles of our nation building, a society that will emerge will be that society that is dignified, that dignity is upheld. A society that the pursuit of justice becomes a shared endeavor. Friends, as we explore more insight, impact of love, compassion, and social justice that are rooted in the Gospels, we begin to see that these principles are not just abstract ideas. They are to provide building blocks for nations to strive for inclusivity, for nations to strive for equity, for nations to strive for the welfare of all their citizens. Friends, if you have love and compassion from your roots, from your end, our country will be better. I'm talking to you particularly. I'm not talking about our president right now. You that is watching right now. Let's begin to show love and compassion to those around us. By the grace of God, in our next session, we're going to dig in deeper into how these principles we talk about can shape our governance, can shape leadership, can shape historical nation building movement. And we'll look at how it ultimately will lead to a more just and a compassionate world. Please do well, if you are new in this channel, hit the subscribe button. Let me know how this session was a blessing to you and your thoughts. Share this link. Before you do so, please click on the like button. By the grace of God, I will see you in our next session. God bless you and God bless our nation and your nation. Bye.